Another self-radicalization story. Over and over again. We recently just did one. Okay, so there are 3 people. Okay, I'm going to break this down as simply as possible, okay? Okay, number 1, 18-year-old student. Number 2, 56-year-old Singaporean housewife. And number 3, 34-year-old Malaysian cleaner. Okay, let's first talk about the student. Now, by early 2024, Mr. Lee had developed a strong enmity towards Malay Muslim. He assumed all Malays were Muslim. Okay lah, that one I can understand. So this guy, he actually thinks that the Singaporean Chinese is being replaced by the Singaporean Malays. And his conclusion was to wipe out all the Malays in Singapore. Bro, we are one harmonized country. We are not replacing one another. Now, he didn't dare to conduct these acts, but he was planning to actually make homemade guns, knives, Molotov cocktails, and live stream his attack online. And he was planning to do it at mosque or during like Hari Raya or something like that. I don't know what's going on inside these people's head, but yeah, that's quite an extremist. Yeah? And then number 2, 56-year-old housewife Hamiza binti Hamza. Now, I said this previously in my previous video regarding these postings regarding Israel and Palestine and all of that. Now, if you guys want to show your support, you can show your support. But don't go to the extent where you become an extremist of posting contents that, you know, shouldn't be there. Now, there are 101 ways you can show support. Maybe do donations or whatsoever. But doing this kind of thing is not helping because there are people like that boy consuming things like this and taking it in their own way. She was also the sole administrator of several pro-AOR social media groups with members ranging from 16 to over 1,000 people. Now, you don't need to influence thousands of people. You just need one crazy fella to create some crazy shit, right? And that's it. Think about what you post online. Think about how it will affect other people. Probably your intentions might be good, but other people consuming it might not see it that way. And lastly, Saharuddin bin Sari, a Malaysian cleaner working in Singapore. Now, he began his path to radicalization in 2014. That was so long ago. Like, that was almost like, what, 11 years ago? Now, Saharuddin aspires to die as a martyr performing armed jihad against the perceived enemies of Islam. Now, since 2015, he intended to travel to Syria to join ISIS, even seeking to establish contact with ISIS militants who could facilitate his entry. Now, basically what I'm trying to say is he's trying to find a way in there and then after that trying to join that war, thinking that it was a good idea. Don't get this self-radicalization thing. I don't know how it gets into people, but most of the times are people who consume this kind of contents online. Like I mentioned previously, if your intention is good, yes, we get it. But it doesn't matter what your intentions are, but it matters what people perceive your intention is. Now, you might not realize you're influencing younger people who are at the age of 18 or maybe even 15 consuming this kind of thing. I'm not even surprised anymore. Now, here are some of the things that you should take note of. Frequently surfing radical website, posting, sharing extremist views on social media such as expressing support administration for terrorists or terrorist groups and the use of violence. And yada 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 yada. Okay, read. And for those of you out there who suspect anybody or your friends who are doing this kind of crazy shit, go and contact the ISD hotline at 1-800-2626473. Please do it fast before things get out of hand. Singapore is supposed to be a very safe country. Don't make it a non-safe country to live in. We are living harmoniously. We are trying to prevent all our outside wars that everywhere is happening. Singapore is still currently the safest country out there. And let's keep it that way.